John Smith loved being a taxi driver. He loved being his own boss. He loved the freedom. The one thing he loved more was his wife.
Hi, Johnny, sweetie.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Catherine Well here for Premiere Scene. At the premiere of the film Run for Your Wife, which is a British comedy, it's a farce, starring Danny Dyer, and it's about bigamy.
Oh, and his other wife.
Hi, sweetie.
And it was all going so well, until one night he became a hero.
Police!
And that changed everything.
Well, at the beginning, it did run 9 years in London originally, 30 years ago.
And you starred in it yourself, didn't you?
I took over several times during the run, yeah. But in the beginning, there was lots of interest from Hollywood. Oh my God, Ray, funniest goddamn. Nothing happened. Then Columbia picked it up. Oh my God, Ray, funniest goddamn. Nothing happened. So I got busy with other things, and my career did all sorts of interesting, lovable, enjoyable stuff. And then suddenly I woke up one morning and thought, wait a minute, it would be a good idea. Run for Your Wife is funny. I'm going to have a go. So I had a go.
We have Danny Dyer, who I must admit I thought was perfect. How did that all come about?
I'm so pleased with Danny because at the beginning I said, I don't know Danny Dyer. They said, haven't you seen any of his movies? I said, no. So they made me sit through 2 of his gangster movies, and I thought, you want this gentleman to play John Smith, this gullible, foolish guy who's got 2 wives? They said, no, he'll pull them in. So I said, well, I better meet him. So I met him, and the moment he walked through the door, I knew that Danny was right for this role. He's got the most lovable smile underneath all that silly rubbish. He is such a nice guy. And the whole movie was a pleasure because Danny creates a lovely team around him.
They sent me the script, and I was in shock. I was like, they really want me to do this? I was honoured. I was quite surprised. I was like, I know I can do comedy. Quite a funny person, but in film-wise, I'm not really known for that. So, I was like really honoured, a little bit nervous, and thought, wow, this is a real challenge for me.
It's a brave choice for him, as an actor. He's brilliant at playing those gritty urban characters that he plays, but and in this, he plays this cab driver who it's a farce, it's comedy. It's very different to what he's used to, and I think he's a really brilliant actor, and I love working with him.
Finsbury Police Station.
Stockwell Police Station.
It's Mrs. Smith speaking. I'm worried about my husband, Mr. John Smith.
He's a taxi driver. Brown hair.
Brown eyes.
Sort of cuddly.
Initially, I auditioned for Denise's part, and then I auditioned for Sarah's part, and they were like, oh, don't know about whether she should be one of the wives. And then Ray then said, look, I really, really want you to be in it. And they didn't feel that my name was enough to sell the film. They needed 2 bigger names, so Ray wrote me this part for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
When Ray did it in the 70s, it was some of the dialogue in it I was thinking was a bit 70s as well.
You're like, yeah.
So I tried to change a few things and he weren't having none of it. But he would tell me how to say lines, which is quite odd for a director. They don't usually tell you how to act, And and I'd be like, oh, I don't think I'd say it like that. But he was right in the end, obviously. He's Ray Cooney, of course he's right. But,
So
loads of people. Bernard Cribbins played it. Terry Scott, if you remember Terry Scott from the Carry On films, he played it as well. And obviously Terry Scott's not with us anymore, but Bernard Cribbins, he's in the film. Richard Bryars, he played it. He's in the film. He's got a cameo.
There were amazing cameos.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's oh my goodness. There's.
See, I didn't know
that. Is that Cliff Richards?
Yeah, I know. Cliff coming in for a day, and Judi Dench coming in, for a day. It's just like, when I signed up for it, I didn't realise that it was going to be to that extent.
Yeah.
It was wave after wave for me. I was born in '77, so in the '80s, even people like Sue Pollard and people like that. Right, that were massive. They were massive stars,
You've got 2 wives?
I love them both, Gary, and I couldn't bear to lose either one of them. Stick by me, mate, yeah?
Oh, Mr. Gardner, do you know what an accessory is?
A handbag?
Congratulations on the film. It was fantastic. Your first lead role, how did you find it? Was it nerve-wracking?
Yeah, extremely nerve-wracking, yeah. It's the 5th film I've done, and it is the main part that I've ever, probably the largest part I've ever done. I just actually really enjoyed the part because it was very, very similar to my character, but Despite what people believe about me, I love comedy. I love a good laugh, and it was a laugh a minute filming this. I had a great team. The producers, Ray, the director, was amazing.
So energetic, isn't he? We spoke to him earlier.
We got Danny, we got Neil Morrissey, we got Shirley, we've got such an amazing array of big OBEs and, you know, just amazing cast of like cameos. So it's like spot them, you know.
Did you have a favourite cameo? June Whitfield, maybe?
No, I love June Whitfield. I've got to say, she's tiny in real life.
You were part of the exercise group. How was it?
An exercise group.
An exercise group. It's cold. It's freezing.
I was hoping nobody noticed. I was right at the back. But yes, Ray said, would I like to go on the bus or be in the aerobics class? And I said, oh, in aerobics class, please.
I had to teach them all an aerobics lesson. So it's kind of like doing a Girls Aloud dance, but for, you know, but in aerobics.
And do you have a favourite scene at all from the film?
I really actually enjoyed the yoga scene because I ad-libbed a little bit where I fall off with the leg behind my head. So I thought that was quite fitting, yeah. I added my own little tweak to that.
So how would you describe your character in the film? Would you say he's a bit of a hapless neighbour?
Hapless, slightly useless, nervy, quite scared, as he dictates himself, unused to this situation, reasonably useless, the kind of person you wouldn't want on your side if you had such a dilemma as two wives. Yeah.
But humorous nonetheless.
Yeah. Obviously that all denotes the comedic attitude towards it. It's crafted by Ray Cooney, so it's going to be hilarious. So that's exactly what's going on within it. Yeah, he's not, you wouldn't want him in your trench during a war.
Neil Morrissey's great in it, you know, he's like, listen, it's over, mate. Yeah. And you've run out of lies. You've run out of, you know, schemes and scams, and I'm not, yeah. It's not over. You know, and you're right to the bitter end, and of course, you know, I won't spoil it.
But it also made me think, you know, obviously because you're a bigamist in the film, it would be exhausting to have two wives. I mean, could you actually do it? The fact that you need another phone, you've got to get the story straight.
Oh no, and in reality, I couldn't bear it. I mean, I just don't know why. I suppose it works because he's a cabbie and it's his shifts. Yeah. So whatever shift he's on, he sort of lies and he goes and lives in one place. It's a perfect, if you're going to be a bigamist, a perfect way to do it. Be a black cabbie.
It's not over till the fat lady sings.
I think the key when I was reading it was thinking, right, well, I'm in the wrong. I'm a bigamist, but yet you've got to be rooting for me. You know, like. You've got to warm to me and you've got to go, oh, OK, he's married to two people and what he's doing is wrong, but I really want him to get away with it.
From Ray Cooney's smash hit stage play
It's just a bit of a misunderstanding!
comes the Laugh Out Loud Film of the Year.
Very difficult shooting a film like this completely out of order because you don't know what's coming in at any one time. And luckily Ray, who knows it, who's written it and directed it on stage many, many times, knows all of those storylines and those plot lines, even down to what badge you had on or what was on the table when you were walking into a room, which door opens, which door closes, etc. Very, very difficult, but ultimately, you know, great fun.
And he seems quite an energetic character in himself. Was he full-on, hands-on?
He turned up on set having had quadruple bypass a week before he started directing this movie. So even his scar wasn't healed, and he had more energy than Denise Van Outen, and that's difficult to do.
He really is like a breath of fresh air. I mean, to me, he's legendary. He's iconic. He's one of the, you know, the best comedy writers that this country has. He writes farce so beautifully. And he writes great female characters, but yeah, he's got a great energy about him, and he's fun. He's a laugh. He loves actors. He loves people. He's really lovely, you know, with the crew as well as the cast, and it was just lovely, lovely job. It's been one of my favourite jobs ever.
You go to jail. We're gonna get it now.
There's this scene where Danny has to like come out of this window because he's trying to run away from his wife, and it was only like 2 floors up, and he had to like tie these bed sheets together. And considering he's meant to be like the hard man, and you know, and he was so nervous about it, and when they drop him, like he sort of does it for real, and you can see in his face that he's so scared, and that isn't acting whatsoever.
That was bloody funny.
It just made me laugh because he's meant to be this like hard as nails guy, and he's like out this window, like just above this bush, really frightened.
And there were sort of a little hint at the end of the film that there might possibly be a sequel. Is there talk about that?
Well, there is. I've got the script already.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that an exclusive?
Yeah, it is actually, yeah.
Danny Dyer, Neil Morrissey, Denise Van Outen and Sarah Harding.
Well, as the final stars go in to see the film, that's it from me, Catherine Whale, for Premiere Scene.
Run for your wife.
I'm going to call the police.
In cinemas Valentine's Day.
I've never laughed so much in my life. Look, count the hyenas we are.